What's going on, guys? Jimmy here with J. Kaiser Custom MX. Behind me here is the partially but almost finished 1966 Aermacchi Harley Davidson M50. Now, I found out that I've been butchering this name, and I may have still just done it. I don't remember if it's Aermacchi or Aermacchi. No, Aermacchi. I think that's it, Aermacchi. That's, for the sake of this video, that's what I'm going to call it. But Harley Davidson M50. Now, first of all, let me explain something. I had no business, do you hear what I'm saying? No business working on or trying to restore this bike because I knew nothing about it. As you can see in the back, I'm all about dirt bikes. Right behind the camera is two more, and right behind my left shoulder here is one in mid-build that I stopped to work on this little guy. So, you know, when I first got it, if you saw the first video, I had no idea what I was getting into. Didn't even know that I could really restore it at all. But I called it challenge accepted. So I did it, and actually, just like any restoration, I got a little further along and a little further along, and I thought, I may be getting somewhere on this, and then spent, every waking minute on eBay and forums and Facebook pages and things such as that. So, made a lot of progress on it. So today I'm just going to show you kind of where I'm at a mid-build, really more than mid-build. I've only got just a few things left to do to this bike before it's completely finished. Now the trick is, will it run? Well, that remains to be seen. If you watched the first video at the very end, you saw that I was able to get it started just basically with a makeshift fuel tank and a partial carburetor. So since then, a lot of things have happened. I'll take you around where I'm at now, kind of what I've got left to do, and some of the things that I've used to restore or rebuild this bike. So let's take a look around it now. All right, here we go. So this is kind of where I'm at. As you can clearly see, get over the light here. I'm almost done with the thing. I've got just the rear wheel to go and the seat. And everything else I've pretty much taken care of. Rebuilding the wheels as we speak. Just finished the front one. This is a little bit of a sturdier upgrade than stock. I'll talk about that in a minute. The handlebars that were on the bike were incorrect, and I figured that out pretty quickly. So I bought a set of handlebars that were just completely crusty, but it did come with throttle and the gear selector, and the ones that I had on the bike to begin with were in better shape, but I needed the clutch and the brake for both. So when the ones that came with the bars that I bought were bent, messed up, crusty, rusted, nasty, but I used the Prime MX cleaning wheel on that. Focus is not working. Sorry guys, it's just not my day to be videoing. Anyway, looked really nice. I was able to find a new old stock headlight, believe it or not. I paid a little more for that than I really want to say, but I needed it, so I got it. I am not going to run the speedometer right now. May find one later, but right now I'm going to just leave the cap in it and leave it as is. I'm still working on the seat, still working on the rear wheel. Let me see here. Oh, the coil for this bike was not, the incorrect one came on it, and it was just kind of hanging on there, sort of zip tied and barely bolted on. So I was able to find one that was more correct for this model, and also had to replace the spark plug wire and cap, so looked for a replacement that would mimic the original. I had to do a little work to this thing to get it looking like it should, and it turned out good. I needed a fuel petcock, had that. Oh, I needed, actually what I needed was the air filter. So I searched eBay for an air filter, no good, but I did find an entire carburetor, and that's the one. It was just in much better shape than mine, but it needed a rebuild. I had to get the choke fixed anyway, much better carburetor. So really the only thing I need to do is put the line on and a filter. There's the line laying there. And let's see what else. I did the paint job on the tank myself, and it turned out really nice. It's not perfect. I'm not a perfect painter, but I got it. We'll go with it. We're gonna run it. Most of the parts that were original that I could not replace, such as these caps and nuts like that, I had to do a lot of work with the Prime MX cleaning wheel to get those right. The exhaust is the same one that was on the bike. It's also not perfect, but she better than she was, folks. A lot better. Still a little worn down there on the tail end, but we're gonna go with it. I didn't do a lot of work to that motor because I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't real sure I needed to. I just don't know enough about these things to do it. But I did do the top end, changed the rings, got that looking nice, and then went ahead and recoated the cylinder with a high temp gloss. This is vapor blasted, and then I used a high temp aluminum color for this. I've used it before. It looks really nice, just as a protectant. And yeah, that's it. I got to work. I've got the brakes to work on. I've got the that's actually the passenger seat base, but I'm gonna use it as a compartment rack, I think I am. So we'll see if that looks right when I put it on. That is the old. Let me see if we can pick one of these things up and it focus. Maybe you can see what we're dealing with here. Maybe you can. It's bad. And my box of parts I go through as I'm doing any rebuild, and check it out. The 1966 California tag. That's an original tag. And that's it. So I'll tell you a couple things going on with the wheels. Anything else I can think of right quick. So stand by. All right, guys. So one of the focal points on any bike build, whether it be one of the dirt bikes that I'm normally digging into, or this thing here, this M50 that I'm working my way through now, is the wheels, and getting the wheels back in tip-top shape. That's a tough job. They got to be completely disassembled. In this case, the old drum brake style hub had to be sandblasted, recoated. I chose a bright aluminum silver color, which closely matches, the best that I can tell, what it would have looked like original. Just a lot of parts cleaning, because you just can't find a ton of parts for these. Ironic, or crazy as it sounds, both front and rear brake pads, I don't know if they've been replaced somewhere along the way or somebody just didn't need to stop, but they were in pretty good shape, and I'm glad, because I didn't look for a set and I'm not sure I'd have found them. So, but what I did decide to do, as I showed you before, these wheels were terrible. I mean they are really crusty, and I don't remember, I think it was the front wheel was really bent up. It was just past saving. My original thought was to have these re-chromed as I did the handlebars, but after taking a look at the wheels themselves, I just didn't feel like that was going to be the way to go. They were just too wavy, just too corroded, too bent up. I just didn't think that was going to work. So, Perini Moto in Italy makes a very, very close duplicate rim, and that's what I chose to go with. And what I also decided to do was upgrade the spokes. So the original spokes, I'm going to guess is maybe a 1.5 to 2 millimeter thickness, about 170 millimeters long, because they are laced a little different than maybe a traditional lacing would go. Now the way that the angles of the holes on these wheels are a little bit more of a traditional angle, so so essentially I had to lace them a little different. Not many people are going to know it. Somebody probably will, but I don't think that many will. Also, what I decided to do is upgrade to a 3mm spoke. This is 150 millimeters long. I had to order spokes 4 times to get the right angle or the right size. But lacing up the way that I did this front wheel, which is again more of a traditional way to lace up wheels, the 150 millimeter worked good. The 3mm is just thick enough to just upgrade the wheels. They turn out really nice, look a lot better to me than they did originally, even though that's, you know, not exactly how it was. So I wasn't 100% sold that I would like it, so I was kind of on the fence after I laced it up would I really like the wheel or not. Completely sold on it, completely. So it turned out great. The 17-inch Pirelli tires that came stock on this bike, I couldn't find those. I found a very close match. It's actually, this is a 2¼ by 17, so just a little bigger, not much. But the tires look very similar as far as tread pattern. Seat, big challenge there. Seat bases for these bikes they're not easy to find, and when you do find one, they're just as corroded as mine was. So what I chose to do, I took the pad off, the seat pad itself, the seat foam on the bottom next to the seat base was like dirt. I mean, it was just mush. It just been down there corroding and deteriorating for, you know, however many years this thing. So I took that off. I took the seat cover off. I sent the seat cover to someone who makes seat covers for these Aermacchi Harley Davidsons, different bikes like that. He was able to reproduce that seat cover. It's a pretty simple design for me. Did a really good job. On my final video, I'll make sure and make a mention of who did the seat cover for me. I'm making my own seat foam. I got the seat foam on the way. It's a 3-inch block of you know, that, what is it, polyurethane open cell, that real high density seat foam. So we'll see. It's on its way. I haven't seen it yet, so hopefully it's sturdy enough to my liking. But that was the best I think I could find. So I'm going to form that on my own. I'll have the seat made over the weekend, and then get the wheel built this week, and we should be just about done here. Still remains if this thing's going to actually run or not. I have high hopes that it will. It ran once. I'm sure it'll run again. I got a better carburetor on it, but look, you just never know. I don't know if anything is wrong with the transmission or anything like that. It seems okay. I was able to shift. It spins in neutral, so I think it's all right. But who knows? So we'll see. It could be a big setback after all this work. So let's hope not. I really rolled the dice on it, but again, I don't know a lot about the internals on these motors, and I decided to leave well enough alone. We'll see what happens. So that's it, guys. That's where I'm at with it now. This is part 2. Follow along. Part 3 is going to be coming up soon. There's no telling how that's going to go. There's just no telling. At least the thing will be done. But running, we'll see. So thanks for watching. Thanks for kind of going through the bike with me. And see you soon.